Hey everybody, so I'm recording this a couple days late, or like 4 days late, for the end of week 7. I'm technically on week 8, almost done with week 8, so I'm gonna try and keep things separate, try and keep this as a week 7 thing. Basically, I am down to a 44-pound loss total, and I've had a few NSVs over the last week. Exercise has not been on track, like whatsoever. I think I've worked out less than 10 times in the last 3 weeks, so I'm definitely off course. I could be making better progress. Today's February 1st, back to week 1. I think in the recording for last week, one thing I did speak of was my NSV to fit into my lucky jeans. Well, guess what? These lucky jeans. Do you see what I see? They're 14. They're not 16. I thought they were 16. I'm actually fitting into a 14. This is crazy. This is insane. It's a little bit of a tight 14, a little bit of a muffin top, but, I can work with that. I'm completely cool with it. Granted, it's made of 23% polyester, so there's a little bit of stretch in there, but, I'm okay with lucky 14s. This is totally cool. Let's do a chin check. Feels like it's getting smaller. Like it could be maybe 3/4 of an inch. Like, try not to move my fingers. That's about an inch maybe. I think that might have been where it was last time. Fat girl in a little jacket. Okay, so you know how sometimes when you buy things on aeropostale.com, like the quality isn't that great. You get these really cute things in that look like they're awesome and they work a couple times, but then, the quality's horrible and something breaks. Well, maybe I misjudged the size or it's really poor craftsmanship, but I was a fat girl in a little jacket. So we're going to do a little bit of show and tell. Not that kind. Extra, extra large. Ripped right down the middle. It's a good 6-inch rip. Straight down the seam. Totally Chris Farley'd that coat. Status check on North Face jacket liner. How awesome is that? Not only does it fit, I can zip it, and I'm not sucking it in. My boobs fit, they're not about to explode. Well, this is me not sucking it in, just kind of slouching. Kind of. But if I stand up straight, core engaged. Let's do a wiggle test. Arm jiggle test. So like I said, I lost a total of 44 pounds. I weighed in at 194.3. I had my first follow-up with the surgeon. With the surgeon's appointment, we went early and we arrived 30 minutes early from the appointment and we still had to wait 2 hours to be seen for like a 10-minute appointment. So it was really not good times. But he was really pleased with my progress so far. He said my incisions are good. He said to keep applying almond oil or vitamin E oil or Nivea lotion to prevent skin redundancy. I think that was just his term for minimize the scarring. So I weighed in his office on the official scale at 194, which is 88 kilograms. And that is an 8 kilogram or 17.6 pound loss more than he estimated for this appointment. So I definitely have exceeded his expectations by almost 18 pounds. He recommended a very strong multivitamin that I can buy in Brussels. They are capsules rather than the chewable kind. Those are a little different than what I was taking already. I was taking the Bariatric Advantage Sublingual B12 since pre-op, actually, and the Bariatric Advantage Chewable Citrus Multivitamin, 1 a day. It's disgusting. So I think I'll give these a try. I'd rather swallow it than chew it. He said I have the green light to start any sports activities, including bungee jumping, so whenever I get around to doing that again, I'll be ready, and I'll be under the weight limit for the elastic band, so it'll hold me. He established a target weight of 79 kilograms for the next appointment, which is down to 174 pounds, which my next appointment is in May 13th. He said he's tempering it. He's tempering his expectation for me, but my results will probably be better than that, he said. He said 79 kilograms at that time is realistic, which I agree. It's just a little disappointing. I guess I shouldn't say disappointing compared to some of you on the journey who still have a lot to accomplish. So please don't take that as being insensitive. I apologize if you do. I still don't have my pre-op blood test results. I just sent an email requesting those. He couldn't give them to me then because he wasn't prepared. He didn't know that I wanted them. So they'll be sending me the pre-op tests so I can compare my cholesterol levels. Oh, I had my primary care physician go ahead and do the 6-month blood tests anyhow. Never compare yourself to others, but I really felt that I really wanted those tests to be done this soon post-op. You see some other patients going in and having their blood work done only a month out, and I really am more curious about my cholesterol than everything else, but it's good to see kind of where I'm going. So I had the full workup done by my primary care anyhow, even though I'll still get the 6-month workup in May. I'm really curious to see what these results come back with. There were 12 tubes of blood drawn for 42 different levels of whatever's, levels of things. Each tube only takes about 5 centiliters of blood, and when you look at it compared to giving blood, you give blood at like 500 centiliters, so it's really not taking a lot of blood for those of you that gasp at 12 tubes. It's really nothing compared to donating. So my questions for the surgeon: what is the actual size of the pouch? He did tell me it was 20 to 25 cc's in capacity, and he drew for me the approximate size on a piece of paper, and it was just a little bit bigger than my thumb. It really took me by surprise on how small it really is. I told him that I feel like I can eat a lot. He said because the passageway is good. The passage from the pouch to the intestines is a good opening. Maybe it's larger than some others. And he said it's not about the volume of the pouch. It's the capacity of the passage, which makes sense on if you're chewing really, really, really thoroughly and it's just sliding down just really easily, then you may not really feel full if you actually feel hunger. I don't really feel hunger anyway. I don't have a lot of head hunger anymore, it's a nice feeling. I do sometimes feel the physical hunger, like of my stomach. I don't know if it's my pouch or my stomach. I can't distinguish between either of them with feeling unless I've actually overeaten. I've asked him about tingling in my hands and feet. He said it's from denervation of muscles. It's from not exercising. Like, I wonder if that's muscle wasting. I don't know. It could be. Something for me to research. So he said it's important to start sports activities or start exercising. I asked him if that main part of my stomach that was cut away from, if that is just kind of sitting there like on top of my intestines, just chilling out. And he said it's actually still attached to my diaphragm and spleen. So your stomach does stay where it is, attached to everything. It's just they section out that little bit and move that to the side. I asked how long until I'm completely healed internally, and he said it's already in effect. So I'm already completely healed. It's good to know. This is really, really surprising to me. I asked him how long did the surgery take, and thank goodness for no complications. He said it took 45 minutes, which really just, my jaw dropped. It hit the floor, because that means I was in recovery for like 2 or 3 hours, that being like completely unconscious in recovery, because I only remember being awake for the last about 30 minutes of it. So that made me realize how fortunate I am to have such a great surgeon, and hope that any of you prospects out there find a really good surgeon too, and that you don't have any complications. I'm so lucky. I had a great medical team, and plus my surgeon's just pretty fucking awesome. So awesome, in fact, that the day of my follow-up, about an hour and a half after my appointment, he was to take a private jet to Dubai to do some surgeries. So that's kind of cool. I think I picked a good one. I know I picked a good one. Oh, I had Indian food for the first time since surgery. It was Wednesday. It was last Wednesday. It was the day I really should have filmed my week 7 video. It was a little difficult because I couldn't weigh my food, and I'm still not really good at estimating how much I'm eating based on just looking at it. And it'd be too embarrassing for me to take a pocket scale in and weigh all my food. Well, too embarrassing for my companions. But I did good with, I did not order a drink with my meal. I had tandoori tikka chicken, however that goes. And I only ate one piece, which might have been an ounce of chicken. I had a couple pieces of Bombay potatoes, which is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite dishes there. And one of the pieces of tomato that was with it. I had one little serving of garlic naan, the flatbread, and that was basically it. I had a chai afterward. Nothing upset my stomach, luckily. I had enough leftovers to take home. But pretty much a success story, except not being able to really log accurately how many calories and fat I just had. So that's definitely the struggle when you have to go and eat somewhere if they don't have nutrition information available. I know I'm getting a handle on this emotional eating thing that has been accompanying my life, basically. Had some really pretty grave news with my mom and her health and her status. Basically, we're looking at having to leave Europe early so we can go back and help her out, take care of her, spend as much time as we can with her. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. She's the inspiration for the surgery, for why I had the surgery. She's going through end-stage liver disease. Her liver is functioning at perhaps 20% right now. Kidneys are also very poor. Spleen is very poor. Diabetes is controlled now by insulin injections rather than oral medication. And I think a few other things too. All of it has to do with obesity. And obesity is really, it's a horrible, horrible disease. And if you really think about it, it really cuts your life short in a lot of ways. Like, she's only 55. There's not much she can do to help the situation. She had a stroke, leaving her incapacitated in a wheelchair, unable to exercise effectively, to be able to lose weight, not having mobility, being in a lot of pain. It really reinforces my gratitude for being able to do this. And it reminds me why I can't go back to that way of living. And her obesity really was driven by depression. So please take care of yourself the best you can. Seek that help, get the help. Work on your physical body while you can, because there's gonna be a point in time when you can't, and there's literally nothing you can do. So please save yourself. Sorry to end the video on such a downer, but it's reality. I'll talk to you in a few days for the next week's update. Cheers.